Good morning, welcome. Why is it that the mind, that cunning mind, has to objectify things, meaning segment things, break things up, break things down? And what's the difference between breaking things up and breaking things down? There's a fact of breaking, an act of breaking. Objectify is to classify, name, and then identify. So this God that was colossal, whole, holy, has been broken down through our need, or the mind's need, to break things down. So it's went from something phenomenally, spectacularly mysterious to a man with a beard, to a human state God. The human state has been broken down because you or I, or what we are, in our wholeness, in our holiness, in our completeness, in our totality, has managed to objectify the body, objectify the parts of the body, objectify the workings of the body through a self-created idea that we know best, mind knows best. So this breaking down, we take everything that we know, that mind knows, that mind understands, that mind has created, that mind has identified, named, classified, whatever, and broken down. So this God has to be tiny. So this God that is worshipped, praised, sought for, believed in, as a tiny particle of the subject God. Life as the subject. This whole subject of life is a colossal subject, is it not? Each day we try and identify more qualities of life. New existing species arrive daily under the ocean, in the skies, viruses, insects. We give names, we put attention on that individuality, that object, that thing, that idea, that concept, that name, and we try and understand it. Life. To understand God is to say, wow. The mind that I am trying to objectify a God with can easily understand that God, can easily write about it in biblical scriptures. But it cannot be even attempted to be closer to once it's experienced. That whole thing, that when all objects have been merged into one object, when all thoughts are merged into one thought, when all bodies are merged into one body. You see, we're not speaking about my body and your body, we're speaking about the thousands of bodies that we have that daily appear. Form, spiritual, in between states. God is neither on the outside or the inside when you say God is eternal, external. God is. You see, truth is. One is. No end. Infinite. Mystery. The speaker has said in many, 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 many occasions, the greatest knowing is to not know. It's 100% knowing. What is God? What is that object? It's not a weakness. It is before weakness and before strength. It is before this and before that. It is before there and here. It is before man and woman. It is before subject and object. Even the subject goes. Even the name God merges into freedom and liberation, is to experience your original state. Your original state before it was broken down into billions of states. You see, that whole one state, when it's broken down into a human, into a spirit, into a soul, into duality, non-duality, object, non-subject, man, woman, birth, death, and all these cunning little plans to keep mind activated into searching and seeking and doing and wanting and needing and desiring and attaching and associating and purpose, non-purpose, success, failure. When all these things disappear, naughty, naughty, not this, not this, not this, not this, not this, not this. It is an idea that removing the things that we have managed to gain access to, keep, learn. If we lose all these things that we spent all our lives trying to inherit, we will become nothing. We will become nothing, which is a circle, which is whole. Whole. Matters not which way you go, which way mind goes. You cannot escape your wholeness, your holiness. And these teachings are about trying to come to terms with that what you're seeking for. It's just a coming to terms with that what you think is evading you that you already are. It's not about taking action. It's not about meditation, really. It's just about acceptance. That when all objects lose their names, their identities, their colors, their values, when all the whole of life returns to that one singular life, with everything that you have learned encased, inescapable from it, you're beginning to look from that true point, from that core, not from this head. Everything that is born in nature, a tree, when you go back and look for the roots to find its initial starting point, a seed, you stop and you say the tree is individual. It starts from a seed, it grows roots, branches, trunk, leaves, tree, individual. How could it be individual? What feeds it? Earth, the planet, then becomes the main topic. Oh yes, so the tree is part of Earth, part of the planet. So it's the planet that's the seed. And what holds the planet together? What gives the planet life to give the tree life? And you say, well, it's the universe. You say, the universe gives the earth, the planet life to give the tree life. Okay, so what gives the universe life? Is this negative? Is this going backwards? Should we be falling and waiting for the tree, right, to drop apples off it? Or a scent? So that we can examine the apple and the scent? And then we examine the apple and we find that the apple could not exist without the tree, and the tree could not exist without the planet, and the planet cannot exist without the universe, galaxy. And we go on and on forward to examining the apple, the seeds of the apple, the flavors, the atoms, the molecules of the apple. And then we examine the atoms and the molecules. And we go backwards, same direction. Apple, leaves, tree, earth, universe, galaxy. And we can't go any further in that direction because we cannot go into the galaxy because we are just forms. So we'll concentrate on what we can examine on this direction. So let's continue with the apple. What holds everything together? Is that what no one seeks? That what no one thinks? Mind cannot think the answer. Because mind cannot accept the answer. It cannot face up to its extinction. So it points you in either direction, towards the galaxies or towards the apple. And that's mind's job. Mind's job is to objectify, identify, examine, understand, and analyze, make judgment, make something out of it, and then examine that, what is made out of it, and then examine that, what is made out of it, what is made out of it, and then examine that, what is made out of it, out of it, out of it. And we go on in a vicious circle. Because everything that we examine has to go backwards to understand how it evolved from the galaxies or beyond. So we have both sides in a vicious circle. But what holds the circle together? What holds everything together? In consciousness. We don't know what it is. It is no opposing state. We cannot find it. It's unexaminable. And mind says, don't look there. It's pointless. You're not going to get an answer. Mind is always saying, no, don't look there. Don't look there. Don't look there. Don't look there. And where can consciousness be found? Everywhere is consciousness that holds everything together. Before objects, before subject. Do you exist before object and subject? That's the question. Through your examination, your inquiry of your existence, your core, neither inside the body nor outside the body, somewhere in the middle, examine your existence, examine your I, center of the body, base of the spine, below the belly button, is your original umbilical cord. Follow it. It will take you there. You don't have to walk there, go there, imagine, fantasize, wait for an experience. Just simply trust that the head will not show you the answer. The heart, meaning the organ, but the heart of the body, the center, the core, the navel, below, hara, something that exists there is neither inside nor outside. It's neither an object, it's not a name. It won't give you an answer in a human terms, but it will reveal truth. And that's the teaching. The teaching is searching inner, outer, is just going on that vicious circle. Removing inner, removing outer, removing objects or names, removing spiritual names, removing internal, angelic, godly, kundalini, emptiness, all these names are little masks, microfiches in front of the truth. Truth does not want to be found, does not need to be found. It's not a necessity. It won't improve or enhance your life, but it will relieve you from suffering, from worrying, from being always unable to just get on with life because of some little obstruction, some little object, some name, some idea, some concept, some thought. And that's the teaching. God is not an object, nor is it really the subject. The subject arises from that wants to create a subject. Who is the one that wants to arise the subject? Remove the objects? What comes before all of this? You are the only one somewhere within, but not really within and not really out with. Somewhere right down the middle, in this sliver in your central vast core being lies the answer. And the answer only reveals no more suffering. Still a human, still appearing as if you're existing in this world. Objects still have names, but they're not important because you know all is one, one is all. I am whole, holy. I am one, that moment, that nameless, that I call myself as I am. Namaste.